Cannibalism, the act or practice of humans eating the flesh of other human beings.
Mohammed Al-Fayed has had his long-awaited day in the witness box. His chance to voice in a court of law his allegations against the royal family and the security services. Even as he left, there were more accusations to be levelled, this time to the waiting press pack.
I am not lying, I'm always talking the truth. They are pretending because they tried to portray me like that, but I give them hell.
But the evidence doesn't back you up, does it, Mr. Al?
The evidence? What evidence?
The evidence is that she was not
I'm not talking
pregnant.
to you because you are bloody idiot, you're part of the establishment, and you're a journalist belong. You work for MI6, you idiot.
From the moment he stepped into the witness box, it was an extraordinary spectacle, as he outlined his beliefs that Diana and Dodi were murdered by MI6 on the orders of Prince Philip. But not just Prince Philip. What about Prince Charles, he was asked. He participated in it, Mr. Al-Fayed said, and I am sure he knows what is going to happen, because he would like to get on and marry his Camilla. And this is what happened. They cleared the decks, they finished her, they murder her, and now he is happy. He married his crocodile wife. His language throughout was colourful and at times offensive. He said Diana and Dodi had been slaughtered by terrorists and gangsters. Dodi's ex-girlfriend, Kelly Fisher, was, in Mr. Al-Fayed's words, a hooker and a gold digger. The royals he described as a Dracula family, and Prince Philip, the recipient of most of his vitriol, a racist and a Nazi. As the day went on, the list of those Mr. Al-Fayed claims were involved in the murder or a subsequent cover-up grew and grew. From the Duke of Edinburgh to Diana's sister, Lady Sarah McCorquodale, and her former butler, Paul Burrell, to the emergency services in Paris, and even the former Prime Minister, Tony Blair. It was put to Mr. Al-Fayed that anyone who disagreed with him was in his mind dishonest and a conspirator. But Mr. Al-Fayed said the security services had put up a steel wall to deny him proof. And he told the court he would not rest until he had exposed those responsible for the crime of the century.
The globalist holiday of Halloween is coming up that we all celebrate and have no idea what it really means. No, we just happen to be covering this because it's in the news and it ties into the World Depopulation Program. You see, the global elite, the most powerful families ruling our world, dine on human flesh, have attendants that wipe their butts, bathe in blood, and are setting up a global parasitic economy and forced abortions and absolute evil. So you might as well call them vampires. But it turns out they themselves believe they're vampires, but not the legendary vampire that shapeshifts and flies around as a bat or turns into a werewolf. No, people who are psychic vampires. And there's a report on this today out of the Daily Mail and a bunch of other newspapers. Blue Bloods, Prince Charles joins campaign to save Transylvania forest because of his family connections to Count Dracula.
Princess Diana told everybody that Prince Charles told her face-to-face, I'm going to kill you in a fake auto accident 3 months before. That's now admitted. Now, they teach everybody the Queen has no power. I've done the research. This woman owns and controls more than 40 countries. And it's not ceremonial. She got the power. It's the Parliament that's ceremonial. See, we are owned by her and her cousin, Queen Beatrix. They've taken us over through fraud. Realize it. If you don't face it, we can't stop it. Of course they teach you that they don't have any power and just forget about them. Real wealth wants to just kind of sit back in the background. But the facts are, there's a woman on earth of all the dozens and dozens of commonwealths and semi-commonwealths who has total veto power. And her crown, her symbols are all over the highways in Canada, England. I've been to England. They shut down whole areas of London every day and major roads, saying the Queen has decided to shut down the roads today. The Queen has decided no outdoor advertising in England because she doesn't like looking at it. But then you're taught, oh, they're cute, they're funny. You know who's always run the world opium monopoly? That's the Queen. And that's mainline history. They run the smack. I mean, they need that smack, man. They need that money. You can go read the minutes of it where the Queen of England takes over any country she wants. We hear Prince Harry's the #1 terror target in Europe. Oh, what a good little young hero. He's got Al-Qaeda after him. They run almost everything. Charles spoke after arriving at the Manchester by royal train, pulled by a coal-fired steam locomotive. One trip of the train cost more than £1 million. Charles spoke after arriving in Manchester. My royal train, pulled by coal-fired steam locomotive. Oh, dreadful! The plants will love the carbon dioxide that spews from the maw of the train. He continued, if the change is a myth, why are the sea levels at more than 6 inches? Sorry, Charles. People aren't listening to you anymore, and your eugenicist father. Did you know the Emperor of Japan bows I've seen it on television, goes to events every decade or so at the Tower of London to give fealty to the Queen as the head of all royalty worldwide? Because if you don't, she'll overthrow your country and kill you. So you deliver. You kill your people for the New World Order, because that's what Dutch Rothschild and the Queen of England and David Rockefeller want. The cannibalism, the report has revealed, as recently as the 18th century. No, this didn't stop. British royalty swallowed parts of the human body. The author adds that this was not a practice reserved to monarchs, but was widespread among the well-to-do in Europe. They've always been predators. They see you as animals. See, let me explain how this works, okay? Let me explain how this works. The royals drink blood, knowing that Al Gore, it came out in major news back in '99, flies around with a refrigerator full of blood of different blood types. They say, well, it's in case he gets shot, he has blood with him. Well, it's a bunch of different blood types. I know that the royalty has people that wipe their hind ends, and it's actually on the record, but people can't believe reality. I know that there is a practice in Europe still ongoing, and a practice by the communist Chinese. Elites have always eaten man flesh. That's why they believe they're the elites. If you go back to the Aztecs, the #1 way, this is on record, mainline anthropology, archaeology, the main way the priest class that ruled the Mesoamerican cultures, Toltec, others up to the Mayan, Aztec, the whole Mayan culture, the daily sacrifices for sunrise, for noon, for the sun setting on big holidays, they would sacrifice more than 10,000 per sacrificial city.